Okay, so I saw this post on Twitter. It says save one artist from each row, Impossible Edition. This is not impossible. This is not impossible. Okay, so for the first row, I think ultimately I'm going to be saving Flow. I really like their last project, Access to Areas. The title track was really good. I enjoyed Check as well. So yeah, I was kind of upset in the fact that it was my first moment where I had skips on a project from them. Before then, they went perfect, no skips. So there was that, but I think they're all talented and everything like that. I think the live harmonies need some work. The cover they did of The Boy Is Mine, Ariana Grande, go look it up if you haven't seen it. It was putrid. It was putrid. They sounded a hot mess. The choreography needs work in terms of the execution and also in terms of the choreography that they actually have. Because if we're keeping it real with ourselves, then Renee is the only one that can dance. Okay, so yeah, there's that. But I like their music the most out of here, and so there's that. I like Sabrina Carpenter's music, but she's kind of 50-50 for me. Okay, I only liked about half the songs in the last album. Either it's really good or I don't really care for it. So there's that. And Victoria Monet, I enjoyed her last project, Jaguar 2, All My Mama. She kind of rode that wave for too long. I understand you want to get everything you can out of it, but we were ready for Alright as a single months before it actually got released, and she just dragged the era out. And I did like Jaguar 1 as well. But yeah, I'm going to say Flow from the first row. And then the second row, so we have Chloe, we have Tinashe, and then we have Renee Rapp. Okay, so if I had to pick someone to save from this row, I guess ultimately I'm going to save Tinashe. Yeah, I kind of changed my mind at the last minute and everything like that. Because I like that one album that she had. What was it? Night Ride. I like that album and everything like that. She has songs that I like. Obviously I like Two On. It's like her most popular song. So she has songs that I like. I wouldn't say I listen to her whole lot, but she has songs that I like and everything. I thought that No Stimulation was great off of her last project. So, I like Tinashe. Renee Rapp, I really like that one album that she did. The one with like Tummy Hurts. And there was some good stuff on that. But honestly, I forget Renee Rapp exists until people post about her on Twitter and everything like that. Because she was having a moment and everything. She had some songs. She did that thing with Megan Thee Stallion for the Mean Girls thing. And then I just feel like she kind of vanished and disappeared into thin air. So I honestly forget about Renee Rapp. Okay. And then Chloe, if she could exist in the same lexicon as Chloe and Halle, that would be great. If it goes that way where she's just gone completely. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Her solo music, I really liked her last album when we had stuff like Want Me with Holly. I love that song. A lot of my friends were going up for that, but I thought that was fantastic. Strawberry Lemonade was really good as well. So she had good stuff on that album and everything like that. A shame no one really gave a fuck because the first album was so bad. Okay, it was so bad. Pray It Away, like I said, at the end of the decade, I have to do like worst songs of the decade, and Pray It Away will be on there. That is some of the worst songwriting I have heard yet. And the singles before that weren't even that bad. You had Have Mercy, you had Treat Me, you had Surprise. I think Surprise was easily the best. The other two were like fine. Treat Me was probably the worst. And that video, her twerking on that chair, whatever. I'm sorry, it was so funny to me for some reason. I don't really know why. So her solo music is kind of iffy for me. The last project was good and everything like that, but that's why I made that decision. Then the last row, we have Ray, we have Ice Spice, and we have Tyla. Going to save Tyla. So I feel like you guys kind of overrate Tyla's music. Push to Start was carried by the chorus, and yeah, it was. I'm sorry, the verses on there were not good. I did save some songs from her project I liked. I think it was called Butterflies Art, so she has a few good songs. But I don't know, I kind of feel like you give Tyla a little bit too much for the music that she actually puts out and everything like that. And so, yeah, I don't know, let Tyla be, the least offensive out of all of these. So yeah, that's why I'd say Tyla. I mentioned this, but one of my friends told me, they were like, you need to listen to her project, My 21st Century Blues. And, he said he was kidding and he didn't think I was actually going to listen to it, but I did. That has to be one of the worst albums of this decade. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody wants to hype Ray up. Yes, she can sing, but she cannot write good songs for herself. I don't care what anybody says. I had the first verse of Escapism, because it was catchy. That whole song is shit, though, and that whole album was shit, okay? It's like she's doing an Alicia Keys impression and, like, 3 other people. I'm just like, where is she really in this? The songwriting sounds dated as fuck. The productions weren't good. Like, that album was so bad. I was trying to do dishes while listening to it. And you know how slow it goes by when you're listening to something you genuinely do not enjoy? The album was so fucking shit, and I don't get why people act like her music is good. Ray does not make good music. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, I'm only interested when she writes for other people. Her solo music is not good, so she can go. And then we had, Ice Spice. My thoughts on Ice Spice. I made a video about why she's not going to be able to sustain popularity, basically why she's not going to have longevity. And I was right. Okay, when you look at what she's been doing as of late, I listened to that project that she did. I listened to it and I thought that it sucked. Okay, I just did that for a video and everything like that. And what, they did it first or did it on them first or whatever the fuck. That song was Central C, I think it was called. That was the only one that was like catchy to me, but I'm not really replaying that back and everything like that. But yeah, in the beginning she had a run where she was releasing the Bikini Bottom song, and then she had In Her Mood. Like, she had a few good songs. I'm kind of blanking on them. She had a little run, but then I just feel like she started to get too full of herself and acted like anything that she was going to release to those same heights, and it just did not. And it's just one trick pony. After she released Deli, I'm like, I am just not here for Ice Spice anymore. Like, I realize it's the same fucking shit. And yeah, like, it's just, nobody cares about the music. She's not going anywhere of substance. And she's not making like fun, catchy music anymore. I don't know, that's my 2 cents. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. We'll continue the conversation.